I speak unto thee this day, and I say that the simple reason that delusion has so much power in this hour is this. It is that men are always looking for the big, fantastic, overwhelming, glorious, fantastic things. And I say they are not looking to endure every day with me. They are not looking to go on at their tasks at hand. They are not looking to continue in the way that I provide with thanksgiving and gladness always. That is, they are not looking to endure the drudgery of commonplace life, but they are looking for some big show. And I say because they are always looking and looking for the show, I say they are led into delusion. And I say that the end of it is they end up in confusion because they are deluded and led far from me. Now I say that I, the living God, did not give the example of fantastic feats and glorious events day after day. But I say that I gave the example of steadfast obedience, and that is what I require of my own. For I say that men think they can bypass the commonality of existence as men, but it is not true. For I say that men must learn to abide satisfied, no matter what their circumstance may be. Now I say that men and women who are always looking for the big explosion, the big extravaganza, the proud display, I say they will be easily deluded. And yes, they will be led into a ditch, and there they will remain. Now I say that I, the living God, never called thee to go in such ways and be overwhelmed, no, not at all. But I say that I've called thee to come forth in the truth, the light that I provide, ever make glad for my way. For I say it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the truth, the light, the strength, and the mercy of who I am. And it is me, the living God, who will cause thee to know what it is to be directed, corrected, and shown my way. For I say, through me you are given the truth, you are given the light, you are given the mercy. But I say, if you are ever looking for some big show, some big thing, I say you are led astray. For I say you must learn to cope with life as it is, in the sense that you learn reliance upon me. That is, not looking at the circumstance and allowing yourself to be pushed down by the same. Not begrudging or resenting the everyday drudgery of existence, but rather finding that I am with thee, and giving me thanks and praise that you can indeed be guided day by day. For I say it is me, the living God, who does desire to dwell with thee every day, and not just in the times of the great explosions, the great extravaganzas, the great demonstrations of man's glory. For I say those things are falsehood and delusion, and those who are ever seeking for the thrills of the same are not learning to abide in me. For I say the truth of it is, when I find a man, a woman, who will indeed go through the common existence and give me thanks and praise throughout the same, I say they are of much use to me. And I say it is because they are not calling attention unto themselves, nor looking for some delusion to exist in, but I say they have faced the reality of their lives. And I say they are willing to endure the drudgery of existence in order to come forth in whatsoever it is that I, the living God, desire of them. Now I say such ones are of value unto me because I can count upon them. But I say that the ones who are ever seeking for some delusion, I say the ones who are ever seeking after vain persons and following lies are useless unto me. That is, in the sense that they are not steady in what it is that I desire of my own. Now I say, when you look upon what it is that I, the living God, do intend for thee, I say it is abundance of mercy, abundance of truth, and abundance of life. And I say, if you will be partaking of what it is that I, the living God, have for thee each day, serving with gladness and rejoicing, then I say you grow steady in me. But I say, if you are ever seeking for the thrills, if you are ever seeking for the great productions that men bring forth and claim that it is of me, you are seeking after lies. And I say you will end as a dissipated heap, a fool, because you are far from me. Now I say that I, the living God, do not intend you to end as a fool, but I say that I intend you to come forth in my way. That is to come forth in the way that is truth and light, the way that is mercy and peace and hope always. And I say that I intend you to be uplifted by me, ever directed, corrected, and guided always. For I say, through me, the living God, you will be given the light and the truth upon thy path, and you can come forth rejoicing. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call my people to look for the thrills, to look for the great excitements, to look for those things that are far beyond men. But I say that I call my people to look for me in every circumstance and situation and cry out unto me. That is to know that it is me, the living God, who will indeed reveal my will, my way unto them as they are needy of me. That is, not looking for some big show to where they can go and join the crowd of fools. Now I say you are living in a time when those who are indeed good showmen and showwomen are putting on their proud displays, and many are loving the same. That is, they are loving to believe that they are caught up in some great fantastic sphere of my spirit, but it is not true. I say they are simply caught up in powers of demons and powers of men that lead them astray. And I say they are caught up in the fantasy of lies, and they love it so. And I say it is because they have refused to accept me as the everyday commonplace Jesus who leads their lives. And I say they are ever expecting for me to put on these great big things that they can be enthralled by me. But I say that is not my purpose nor my plan, and when they will look for the same, they are looking for lies. And yes, they are led astray, they are led from my way, and where do they end in it all? I say they end in heat, they end in dismay, they end in discouragement, and there they remain. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to follow those things, but I say that I call thee to be following me. That is, I call thee to be uplifted and directed, corrected and guided always, for I am the one who is able. And I say that I call thee to be made glad that you are given the privilege to live, to abide, to partake of me. And I say that I call thee to know, understand, and realize that I am indeed the Almighty God, the one you are meant to please. Now I say, if you really look upon what it is that I do for thee, I say that I give thee abundance of life. That is, I give thee the truth and the light, I give thee the mercy, and I give thee the strength to continue in me. And I say, if you thank me and praise me every day for my guidance over thee, then I say you will not be disturbed by the commonplace. That is, you will not be disturbed by the fact that you must exist upon this earth and then be knowing me in the same. But I say you will be thankful that I, the living God, do provide for thee, that I make the way before thee, that I always show thee where I am. And I say you will be thankful for the power of my presence, for the same will be made evident unto thee. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to walk in a way that is wicked, a way that is sinful, and a way that will cause you sore dismay. But I say that I call thee to be uplifted and guided, directed and instructed, and brought forth in me. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to live, to die, to perish as a fool, and be taken far from me. But I say that I call thee to be ever strengthened in the truth, the light, the glory of who I am, made glad that it is me that you serve. For I say, if you will continue walking in truth, declaring the light, and be made glad in me, you are brought forth in me. And I say you are given the blessedness that I, the living God, alone can provide, for I am indeed well able. Now I say it is me, the living God, who will show thee the truth and the light, the mercy and the hope, and the peace of who I am. And it is me, the living God, who will ever direct thee in that which I give thee, which is the truth and the light upon thy path. For I say, through me, the living God, so are you brought forth in the everyday drudgery of your lives. And I say, when you remain steady, when times are not exciting, nor are they thrilling, nor are they some big show, I say you prove you are faithful unto me. But I say that the ones who are ever looking for the show, to where they can go and put on another show as to how thrilled they are, I say they are shame unto me. For I say it is not me that they are seeking to please every day, but I say they are wanting to put on the proud display. And I say they are thereby easily deceived and led astray, for they are not steady in my way. Now I say that I, the living God, do look for the man, I look for the woman, who will indeed endure the commonplace of everyday existence and remain thankful unto me. That is, that they will be glad that it is me that they can be serving and observing to obey day by day. For I say that I, the living God, absolutely do not find pleasure in the ones who walk afar off from me. But I say that I find my joy in the ones who will remain ever faithful, true, and diligent with me no matter what the circumstance. For I say my people are not meant to be seeking for shows, seeking for display, seeking for proud fools who lead them far from me. But I say my people are meant to be thankful, to be kept each and every day in the way that I provide. That is, the way that is truth, the way that is light, and the way that is mercy intended. For I say, through me so are you given the light upon thy path, that you can come forth rejoicing, ever being guided in the same. And I say, through me you are given the everyday instruction that will keep thee in the way of life, whereby you will bear much fruit in me. Now I say this day that because you live in an age where men have given themselves over to such proud displays, such big shows, extravaganzas, explosions, and displays of pride, what do? I say they go in ways that are a grief, a sorrow, a shame before me, and yes, they love it so. They love it so because they are loving to be exalted among men, to be praised and honored and lead others into the same way. That is, the way of showing off, the way of displaying what it is that they can do. But I say that in the everyday commonplace existence with me, they do not at all abide in me. But I say they give themselves to all manner of worldliness and ungodliness, and I say their behavior is not characteristic of those who are truly loving me. And I say they display themselves as fools and think nothing of the same, and then put on another big show. Now I say that I, the living God, am not pleased in the showmen, the showwomen, who are every day exhibiting themselves. That is, displaying how great they are when before me they are nothing but fools. For I say they will not exist in the commonplace realms of loving and serving me and being obedient unto me. But I say they must portray themselves as great celebrities and love the luxury of the same. And I say they must display themselves as greater than the common man because they flash the lights, they pound the music, and they speak their sweet honey-coated words. But I say the truth of it is they are the ones who are the fools, for I say they have refused to know me as the everyday Redeemer, the Savior, the one who will walk in the ways that are humility they have despised. That is, they have despised to know me as I am. They have invented a new Jesus, and oh, how they love it so. For I say they love the big show, the proud display, the explosion, and the exhibition as to how great they are. And I say as they strut and boast themselves on the stage, they are setting the stage for their own damnation. I say, do not be led away, led astray by such nonsense, but I say, learn to exist each day with me, and love me, and serve me in whatsoever state I have thee in. And I say, you will know me as the commonplace, you will know me as the everyday Redeemer who loves and cares for thee.